What's up, guys? Welcome back to BlackTideTV. Earlier today I made a video about the AE4 being the best weapon to use in hardcore mode on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and I actually got a request on that video just a couple hours ago from Rise Snowy Cloud, and he's looking for how he should use his AE4, like what perks, what attachments, what he should be using on the AE4, and he asked how I personally set up my AE4 setup. And me being a person of the people, I of course jumped right on and I wanted to make this video for you guys, definitely for him, because he's looking into this, and I like to keep my fans happy. So today we're gonna do you'll probably be seeing this the day after it comes out, but today we're gonna do the AE4. We're gonna do a class run through. We're gonna run through how I set up my class, and then we're going to jump into a quick game while I talk about how to use this gun kind of in gameplay. So this is how I set up my AE4. I have the Venom unlocked, so definitely I'm using the Venom. You might have other variants, but I only collect elite variants, so I don't have another great variant to use. But the Venom is really an amazing variant because of that mobility boost. If you don't know what if you don't know anything that I'm talking about, if you can't relate to anything, make sure you check out the video how the AE4 is the best weapon for hardcore. That'll be the first link in the description. Go and click on that before you watch any more of this video. Don't worry, we'll wait for you. Alright, you watched that video now. I don't think you've had enough time, but hopefully you'll go and watch it if you know what I mean. So make sure you go check out that video. Now when you come back, if you've come back already, I'm using the AE4 Venom like I said in that video. It's got +2 mobility, so it's going to be better. It's going to aim down sights a lot quicker. So that's going to enhance my reaction time. Reaction time is all what hardcore is about. Hardcore is about high damage and reaction time. So you really have to react as fast as you possibly can in hardcore. And mobility gives ADS time. It makes you aim down your sights a lot quicker. So mobility is up 2 on this gun. I'm very happy about that. The range doesn't matter at all for this weapon in hardcore, because the bottom range for this weapon is still a one-shot kill. So no matter what, you're going to get a one-shot kill with this. Even if you had something that had -8 range on the regular AE4, doesn't matter. You're still going to get a one-shot kill no matter what. So AE4 Venom, I definitely use the mobility boost on this, so I'm going to choose this weapon. You can also choose the Gigawatt. That's the only other variant that I have. Although it decreases your hip fire spread, which it's a hit or miss on hardcore. You don't really need to use the hip fire unless you get into like a really big, like someone really surprises you and you go, holy crap. But most times you'll be able to react fast enough to aim down your sights and get the kill anyways. So the Gigawatt isn't really necessary. That +1 damage boost isn't going to do anything for you. The Widowmaker, which you just get automatically once you buy the AE4 from the Havoc DLC, do not use this. It's not worth it to lose that fire rate in hardcore mode just for the accuracy, because the accuracy is not going to matter when you only need to hit them with one bullet. You can sit at the back of the map and aim down your sights and shoot one bullet at a time and snipe people with this gun. So you do not need that accuracy boost. So forget about the Widowmaker. The AE4 regular is okay, but Venom is definitely your go-to weapon. Get those 300 kills and use this variant. So we've got the Venom, we've got the beautiful royalty camo on that. If you haven't seen the royalty videos, make sure you go check them out. They'll probably be the second link in the description. And now let's go ahead and talk about the attachments. So the attachments for this gun, I use some pretty basic attachments. It doesn't have all the attachments of a regular assault rifle. You don't have grenade launchers and all that kind of fancy stuff, but it does have quite a few. It has all the optical attachments. It's got and the underbarrel attachment. So it's not really anything special. Or I mean the grip attachments. So I use my attachments to the fullest of my abilities. I put on the foregrip so I won't have as much kick. That That's just for shooting enemies at long ranges, and you need to spam. If they're jumping all around way across the map, it's definitely easier just to spam fire them, just hold down the trigger and try and aim around and shoot them instead of trying to shoot a couple shots and try to get them before they move again. So foregrip is definitely good for keeping your recoil down. I use the red dot sight just because I'm not a fan of the iron sights for the AE4, especially its variants. The regular AE4, I can deal with the iron sights, but red dot sight is definitely my favorite for this. You don't need a high zoom sight unless you're gonna, like I said, use this gun as a sniper rifle, which you can in hardcore mode, but red dot sight is definitely my go-to optic for this weapon. And the last thing I use is quick draw grip. When the quick draw stacks on top of that mobility boost, you're going to be aiming down sights lightning fast, and it's definitely really good to use this quick draw grip with the mobility boost. Now you'll be zooming in and out of zoom. It'll be unreal how fast you can react with quick draw and the mobility boost. So I definitely recommend you put quick draw on this gun. You do not need heatsink at all. Even though it says +2 fire rate, ignore that. That actually doesn't mean you get +2 fire rate. The heatsink, all it does is it's like an extended magazine. You can just fire longer until it overheats. If you're playing hardcore mode with this weapon, you will not need that because you will not overheat. So let's go ahead and talk about the perks. Perks in hardcore are a lot different from perks that you would normally use in core mode. A lot of power perks in core mode aren't very useful in hardcore, and vice versa. So perk 1, I pick Flak Jacket. Flak Jacket is definitely your best choice because you will survive explosions even in hardcore with Flak Jacket. Unless the grenade is like right on top of you, you're gonna survive the explosions. Whereas without Flak Jacket in hardcore, if you're on the very edge of a grenade's blast radius, it will kill you in hardcore mode unless you have the Flak Jacket perk. So definitely Flak Jacket is a good choice. Other good choices, you can stay away from Overcharge and Danger Close because, like I said, Danger Close, all your grenades will just be one hit killing everybody unless they have Flak Jacket anyways. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about Overcharge. You don't really need it. And then over here we've got lightweight, which is always a good good perk no matter what you're doing. And low profile is pretty good. I mean, when the UAVs do go up, but I don't suggest it with the AE4 just because the AE4, when you're firing, you're going to be on the radar anyways. So the UAV getting spotted on the UAVs isn't a big deal when you're using this weapon. If you're using something more stealthy, I'd definitely say you should use low profile in hardcore, but you're not with the AE4, so don't worry about it for now. Perk 2, I always use fast hands no matter what. I don't know why, I just like fast hands. Just to be able to reload while I'm sprinting. I don't have to stop and reload, and I don't have if I run out of ammo with a gun, even though you're not going to run out of ammo with the AE4, you can just pick one up off the ground really quick. I just always have fast hands on. That was the first thing I unlocked when I got through when I prestige. My very first permanent unlock was fast hands, and I've never taken it off a class ever again. The second perk 2 that I chose was cold-blooded. This is going to keep you really incognito because in hardcore mode you can kill your teammates, whereas most people will aim at you and their reticle will turn red and they'll know that you're an enemy and they will kill you. Whereas with cold-blooded, it won't turn red, so they might be looking at you like, is that a teammate, is that a friendly, is that an enemy, I don't know, and they're gonna stop for a second. If you're at a long range gunfight, even in core mode, and you have cold-blooded on, they're gonna aim at you and they're gonna stop for a second and they're gonna think about it. Unless they're like a masochist where they just want to kill everybody, like those guys that run around and kill their teammates and shit all the time, they're not gonna kill you right away. They're gonna stop, they're gonna look at you, they're gonna figure it out in their brain for like a split second, and then they're going to shoot. This split second gives you that time to react to them instead. So even if they spot you first, you can look over and be like, oh shit, that guy's looking at me, and kill him before he registers that you are an enemy, and he's not going to kill you right away. So cold-blooded is definitely a really good perk for hardcore and for core itself. I almost always have cold-blooded on too. I usually run perk 2 with cold-blooded. Another good perk for hardcore would be peripherals, because the UAV is vital. We're going to get to that in a second, but when you throw up the UAV, the peripherals is going to expand that UAV, and you're going to be you're going to be like God mode in hardcore mode. You're going to know where everybody is, and you're just going to be raping the other team if you have peripherals on. So that would be another good attachment. But these two are probably, or attachment. I keep saying attachment. That would be another good perk, but these two are definitely the best. Perk 3, Blast Suppressor. If you're running a class and you don't have Blast Suppressor in this entire game, then you're a moron. You need Blast Suppressor. This is the one crutch perk of this game. If you're not using Blast Suppressor, you're playing Call of Duty wrong. Go learn something somewhere. But Blast Suppressor is #1 perk that you should be using no matter what. Toughness is another #1 perk for core mode because it reduces your flinch one shot. Hardcore, garbage. You do not need toughness at all because you get hit with one bullet most of the time in hardcore and you're dead. So you're not going to flinch, you're just going to die. They're going to shoot you once and blech. It's not going to be, he shot me a couple times, but I still have the time to react and I can adjust my shot while he's shooting at me. No, you're not even going to know where the guy came from. You're not even going to know where he's shooting at you from. He's just going to shoot you and you're going to die. So don't worry about toughness. Hardwired, you don't really need to worry about it. You don't have a HUD anyways, so when they call in the system hack, it does dick all. So I know that a lot of people still run system hacks in hardcore mode, which is stupid because there's no HUD. It doesn't make a difference. Everything else you don't really need. You don't need hardwired. You might want to run hardline if you're doing some score streak crap, but most score streaks aren't very good in hardcore either. So don't worry about it. Scavenger you don't need because you don't have bullets with the AE4. It just overheats and then it recharges. So don't worry about Scavenger. My exo ability, Overclock, I always have Overclock on. I don't know why. I think it's just great if you need to get to an objective really quick. If someone's taking something, you can just activate that Overclock and run there really fast. You don't really need a certain exo ability for anything in hardcore. Like there's nothing that really screams hardcore mode. Maybe the shield, but even if you're using the shield and somebody starts shooting at you, pop up the shield, and then by the time when you want to go to shoot them, you're going to drop the shield and they're going to kill you before you take out your gun again. So that the shield is basically useless. Mute might be good if you're playing like hardcore search and destroy, where everyone's a sound whore. And stim could be good if you're, say you stim before you run out and go on to the Bravo objective in domination. That might be useful, but I doubt it. Just stick to Overclock or stick to whatever you normally use. Ping might be really good if you have a UAV up already, but I don't know. You don't really need any of these. Maybe trophy system might be good if you're taking objectives. It's basically whatever you're comfortable with, use that. Exo launcher, I don't usually run a lot of grenades in this game, but for hardcore, I definitely recommend something that's lethal. Semtex explosive drone actually will get you a kill. It's not just going to damage enemies like it does in core, but you can use explosive drones, Semtex. Frags are good. Just make sure when you're using the explosive drones that you don't kill yourself. I noticed that a lot of people shoot the explosive drones down. Like say they're camping in a cave, they'll shoot the explosive drone at either end of the cave, like one entrance and the other entrance, and then an enemy will run into the cave and the explosive drone will follow the enemy to where you are and it'll just kill you both. So just watch out for that if you're going to use the explosive drones. I don't run any launchers. I don't think they're very useful. I think running around and actually shooting at people is the most lethal way to play hardcore mode, so I don't really worry about exo launchers. Let's get into score streaks now. There aren't a lot of score streaks that you can use effectively in hardcore mode. I've seen a lot of people, tons and tons of people, use the bombing run in hardcore mode, and I just laugh when it comes in now. They call them the bombing run, and I just start dying laughing because it's just like, that guy's getting kicked out. Because when you kill 3 of your teammates, you get automatically kicked out of the game for team killing. Bombing run, you call in the bombing run, and it's just going to kill like your entire team, and you're just going to get kicked out. I have not seen a successful bombing run in hardcore mode yet. Every single time a bombing run comes in, that guy's out of the game, and he killed his entire team. So do not run the bombing run unless you're one of those masochists we talked about earlier. Definitely do not run the bombing run, whatever you do. like I said before, system hack does dick all. There is no HUD. Missile strike can be useful. That would be one of the good ones. Aerial recon drone could be useful. UAV and aerial assault drone I'm going to talk about in a second. Those are the ones I use. Care packages, nothing special because you're going to get all this useless shit in your care packages, so don't bother. Paladins, you're going to kill all your teammates. Warbirds, unless it's automatically controlled, you're going to kill all your teammates. So use the aggressor or defender attachment when you use the Warbird. Goliath, oh, you could rock a Goliath in hardcore mode. Vulcan, you're probably going to kill some teammates, but you won't kill enough, so you could use the Vulcan effectively. Remote turret, if you had sentry on it, would be good. Basically, never use the remote turret in any mode unless you have sentry on it, because then it's just useless. But these two are the score streaks that I go for. The UAV is your power score streak. Well, in Call of Duty, period. In any Call of Duty game, UAV has been the best score streak you can get. It's the god mode of UAV is god in Call of Duty. So definitely use your UAV in hardcore because there is no mini map unless you use the UAV, and then your team just goes on a tear the second you get a UAV up. And when you just use it without any attachments, these attachments are useless in hardcore, because they're just going to make it longer until you get a UAV. Just use a 400 UAV, collaborate with your teammates, say, hey, I'm going to use my UAV first, and then you call it in. And then when that one runs out, say, then the next guy will be like, okay, I'm going to use mine now. And then the next guy, I'll use mine after that. So you got to collaborate. You can't just be like, UAV online, UAV online, UAV online, UAV, because that's what I get all the time in hardcore, and that's just a waste of UAVs. If there is a UAV up, make sure you're waiting until it goes down before you call yours in, or else yours is just going to be wasted. Second score streak I use is the aerial assault drone. It's 850 when you use it with AI control and rockets. That's the best way to use it. That's the way you'll see me using it in my last gameplay for AE4 hardcore, and it's just beast mode. Just always, this is how I always run the assault drone. It's like one of the most powerful score streaks in the game when you run it like this. It just does its own thing and it kills people with rockets. It's amazing, and I definitely recommend you use it like this. It will not kill your teammates unless they get really close and the drone screws up and kills them both, like an enemy and a teammate. So the aerial assault drone is definitely really good. It's a really good score streak for that. So that's the setup that I use with the AE4 on hardcore mode. I was going to give you guys some gameplay, but this has turned out to be a really long video, way longer than I suspected it to be. So I'm just going to leave it at that for today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Comment down in the description how you use the AE4. If you like mine, definitely let me know. Don't just like or dislike my videos, guys. I like to hear your opinion. So if you dislike it, tell me why. If you like it, tell me why down in the comment section down below. Add this video to your favorites if you really liked it, and keep watching it over and over and over again. Share this video with all your friends, and as always, if you haven't hit that big red subscribe button yet, go ahead and do that now. I am cranking out daily gaming goodness all the time, so make sure you're subscribed. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you all on another video.